Hello everyone, my name is Adreden and we are in 7 Days to Die. I'm just gonna actually check one thing over here 1 second. And if we do that, and we make this one come to the forefront, and then we get back to the game stream just like that. Okay, so it's just a quick stream. I've been working a lot on this giant factory that I've been working on for, I guess, months now. Oh man, it is taking a long time. Now, there's probably still just a couple of little loose ends to tie up here. This is the sort of end game factory for my mod, and as you can see me pointing, I've started to add some stuff out here to kind of block the appearance of what sleepers are here. I'll probably do a playthrough of this again pretty quick because, you know, I want to get back into it and change some things. Now, I think I've done... let me see here. So this is how you add sleepers. All of these are different sleeper volumes in the game. And, yeah, they all get triggered at different times. You can kind of see them all here. Yeah, and so it's pretty, there's a lot of them here. We'll kind of hop in here. Now there's some things I probably want to change, maybe I need a little bit of feedback. Now I think the version that I've put out yesterday evening will have all of the things. There was a block missing apparently over a couple days called a cold air block. Now, hopefully that's in now. It's been in mine for a long time. We'll go take a look at that. But yeah, here's the main reception. This isn't really changed. I pretty much finalized this when I built it. Maybe I need to paint those or something, but and I kind of wanted to add some like stuff over here, but you know, hasn't quite happened yet. I've added more stuff out here, more like just sort of world decoration stuff. This is all basically the same here. Now I want to find a different way to connect some of this together. Because originally this was how you got in upstairs, but then it was like a super fast way to get kind of to the end part of the game. You know, faster than already what there was. So yeah, I have some sort of surgical suite that got finished. Maybe these offices. No, looks like I got that one. That one. This one. Little observation room. Yeah, okay, that's all pretty much done. This little foyer thing. I guess I didn't add any tables in here. Well, that's fine. That's an easy little fix. But I think, yeah, for the most part, most of this is now done. There are a few little areas that need a little bit of something more. But what I think I want to start doing now is, you know, I might work on this intermittently and get this a little bit more done. You know, add a couple of things every now and then compared to where I was before. Yeah, I need to add some lights in here. I just figured out what was wrong with my lights, and so I need to redo the lights that I'm putting out there, so that they are a bit better. But yeah, added in. Well, we'll go through here, and we'll go through this area over here. We have added in a lot of these trucks that one can, like, you know, go into and I guess take a nap if they wanted to. Yeah, kind of work. They're here, and they're kind of interesting to play around in. So yeah, and these are all just built out of blocks. These aren't like new models or anything. So good. Yeah, okay, I did do this. This is where someone would buzz you in, I guess, if you worked here. Lock. Close. Gotta make sure these are in the right position. Get out of my way, zombie. Zombie, out of my way. Yeah, so I added in a bunch of lights. Now I'm gonna need to do my playthrough, plus maybe a little bit of feedback from other people, so that I can determine if I need to add more lights. I am looking for a way to make it dark in here during the daytime, because like if you compare right now to nighttime, there's a huge difference, right? Like this is nighttime, you know, and that's with like all the doors closed and everything, right? Like it should be freaking dark in here, but it's not. You know, there are ways around and stuff, and you know, there's some light and you can see some things, so that's kind of nice, but not everything. So it should be kind of dark inside of a giant, you know, concrete building. I don't know, maybe what I might do is add some windows in or something so that it's a little bit more realistic in the day, so that like at least it looks better. That might be about the only option there. It's pretty hard for everyone to see though, like this. This is, I don't know, maybe one advantage here. Maybe there's something else to do. Like maybe there's some, I know Joel has mentioned a couple times, oh, I need to recalculate the light. I need to recalculate the light. I'm not going to do that right here because I want to make sure that the version I have is perfectly saved. Yeah. But then we go in here, and this is what's supposed to happen in here, is you're supposed to get cold. There's a giant sort of cryogenics room. I could add a little bit more to this perhaps. But I need to take a day or two away from this. Just to get more inspiration for things. Yeah. And why the heck did that end up there? Well, I'm gonna have to move that over. I mean, I know why it ended up there, but not supposed to be there. So I'm gonna try to fix that. We'll close the door. Close. One of the things I want to do is start modeling some stuff. So like these are gonna be robot entities, and they kind of, you know, help push the zombies out of here when they try to get in. And I wouldn't think that the zombies would be after them too much because they just mechanical beings, you know. Anyhow, we get out here. We got some more of these guards, but they don't really do much right now. They're in standby mode, I guess. Because I think the idea is that this primary room here is a bit more free from the zombies, so that there is not as much, I guess, zombie clutter in the way. And yeah, so we're gonna finish that off. What I kind of want this to be a little more cluttered, but I've got to figure it out a bit more in my head before I get further ahead here. But this is all basically just like, you know, these are various basic chemicals that get mixed together in either distilled from the atmosphere or delivered by drones in the previous room, and they're piped throughout this entire building, and then various smaller reaction tanks do stuff with them and mix them together into bigger things of vats of chemicals. Then you have like zombie maturation tanks and stem cell growth chambers, like in a little laboratory thing here to sneak around in. Then once you have a bunch of stem cells starting to grow, and like, you know, maybe you're growing specific ectoderm, mesoderm, and what did I say? Ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Then you can start to, you know, mix it all together in various reactions and various organizations, so that you can then have it so they will be easier to create into tissues and such. Yeah, anyway. And then we have the zombie mold, where I guess you would take the partially finished limbs and stuff, which I might need to make more blocks and then rearrange some of this stuff, like pull these ones back over here and stuff like that. Anyway, that's sort of the plan for that. We have a basic male and a basic female, and I was thinking I would do more of these as well. You know, because there's um, 3 main types of females and sort of 3 types of males, I think. There's like well, maybe 4 too, if you include the giant biker guy. I don't know. Anyhow, then, you know, once the biomolds are all in place, then we kind of get over here into the sort of area where they take these sort of preformed proto-humanish guys and girls, and they put them in these tanks over here, probably via these cranes, and then they slowly mature. Now this goes up top, and this is sort of, I guess, my intended point to go up. I don't know, it's kind of, this whole build is sort of, I have a theory on how to make this work, but I guess it's not fully implemented. I've tried to do it, but there's things like this catwalk here which make it sort of vestigial from when I first started out, and make it a little bit tricky to fully implement my plan. So I need to figure out how to combine this with everything else. Anyway, I'm going to try to get that all working here. This area is a bit sparse. This is, I guess, like a sort of decanting of these guys. And then they kind of go on these gurneys, and then they get brought into this, like, scanning room. Into here, and, you know. Then I guess they get checked out for viability. And then if they're not so good, they get sent into this elevator and shaft and moved to another area of the base. Now, I plan on putting SDX in here, the entity player.sdx, which means that 1 block crouch will be enabled, which should make, really, that's one of the things I think that's been slowing me down, is like the anticipation that I have for this. So you can basically crawl through some of the vents and crawl through some of these tunnels, whether you want to or not. That may be a good idea or not. Yeah, so here's like another one where like there's a giant long tunnel. It goes somewhere over there maybe. And I guess I'm showing you the process of the whole factory more so than everything else at first here. But these are sort of surgical rooms where they might, you know, take certain organs out of the clones. If this facility was operating under its proper use, that's what it would be. There's sort of some like observation rooms so that people can like oversee it or learn from the thing. To be honest, you know what? I'd probably turn this around now that I think about this arrangement here. This is sort of backwards because now these guys here have these giant arms in the way, but maybe they think of it more like, oh hey, there's these giant arms that we can control or something. I don't know. Maybe they use VR up there to operate. Don't really know. So it's sort of in the future. Not too far in the future, but a little bit in the future from what I would want. And then this is just the same, but for the, this is supposed to be for the males. So I've got to make, this is one of those things where like I need to go and make some other stuff to make this base a bit better. Like, hello, Mr. Bone Kraken. Hello, how's it going? You might want to use beds on the OPPOI on Ravenhurst. The OPPOI? The OPPOI? I don't know what you mean. Which POI is that? The OPPOI. Overpowered POI. Remind me of which one that is. I kind of forget right now. Here's another one of those like underground sort of vent things. This one doesn't actually go anywhere other than to itself, but it's there to kind of illustrate the idea. Yeah, then yeah, we sort of have this area where I guess the dead bodies are taken care of. This is the scanner room again. Oh, I forgot to put glass there? Ah, no. I was working on so many things yesterday on this thing that I guess I forgot a couple things. Alright, put glass in there. This is a little cleaning room for yourself to go into this little area here, where then, you know, there's one of these tunnels that lead, that's a underground crawling tunnel. Then it's this not excavator, just a, oh, the word, it really eludes me right now. Slow down, take a breath, and breathe, man. Conveyor belt, there we go. Goes over into this room here, where I guess, you know, somebody kind of keeps making sure everything's alright. Over into the main shipping area to kind of get rid of all these zombies. So, there's that, and then in this room, there is this big old reservoir of cloned bodies, probably for rich people who paid for them. And those come out of this room. This is where I suppose they get canned up. I don't know. Anyhow, I mean, if you change the lighting around, the whole place looks, I hope, kind of more scary. You know, if you were running through here at night, it's a little worse. Not so bad when you have your own light. But, you know, ideally a bit better. Then there's this little area here, which is supposed to be kind of nice, little relaxing area. After fighting so many zombies, because by the time you get to this room, it's going to be tricky. Oh, I see them already in there. Aha. The one with the big boar and lots of weapon crates. I don't know why, but I'm having a real hard time figuring out which one that is. I don't know. Also, do you guys want to see more, or night vision? Hey, night vision would be interesting. Yeah. I want to do more stuff with night vision and different spectrums, in an upcoming version, but that's going to be, a little while off. Yeah, this room here, or this is more like a hallway, and there's a lot of sleeper volumes in here that I don't know if they're configured right, like how it's going to play out. Like, I don't want them to spawn in front of the player, but on the other hand, if the player is really running and takes certain angles, they might spawn in at different places and stuff, and that's not so great. I think this is probably going to be like HR. I don't know. Got a couple of people here, some uncomfortable chairs to let people go, and then they don't want to sit anymore, so they want to leave. I don't know, just weird little theories. Nice little server room that is also cooled by these giant fans up here. And if we look in here, you know, it's also one block high. Just saying that there's some stuff to maybe go exploring in these one block high vents. Anyhow, that's just more of the theory behind that. Ravenhurst baseball area turned into a military first aid. Oh, that area. Okay, yeah. Now I gotcha. Yeah, that was quite the POI, man. Some more washrooms, which, you know, seem fine. Anyhow, then yeah, there's a little bit of some kind of experimental area with this little robot guy, and some sort of research areas here. Another one of these testing areas, and then this is going to be a little scientific storage room. This one back here is something, I don't know, kind of not out of ideas, but just been working on so much of it that I don't have everything filled in and whatnot. This I need to work on. Like, I want this to be like a rail system where like parts can get delivered throughout the entire building, but then it leads a little bit too much into these areas, which I need to, I don't know. I have a theory on how I want this all to work. It's kind of like a dungeon, but it's kind of like a computer graph. I don't know if you know too much about that. Anyhow, there's this whole little like workshop area where you can kind of see parts of other POIs. Well, they're POIs because I made them as POIs. and then imported them into here as just part of this larger POI. This area that's coming up isn't done yet, but there's this whole little hallway down here that needs to be have little side rooms like machine shops and whatnot built in. And yeah, so there's that. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all good and done. Yep. And over here, yep. So there's like little secret areas and stuff that are not quite finished, but I'm gonna slowly work on them. I just think there's other parts of the mod now that need a lot more work than this whole POI. No, close this one. And this one, please. This is the walkway from upstairs that allows you to... Well, you kind of come up from down here, right? And then it allows you to walk down this hall if you wanted, if everything was operating correctly, and then you would go into these rooms here. And this is that sort of operating area where they can kind of work on these bodies to maybe pull a new heart out for somebody who needs a heart, or whatever. Whatever it may be, you know? Kind of like the island meets 7 Days to Die, I guess. Then, yeah, this goes back up to the sort of Vanguard Biologics scientific testing area, where they do lots of unknown experiments to the people. Yeah, and then we go upstairs to the CEO, and this is one of the things I want to do is really start working on entities and biomes and stuff, and give the mod a more feel of its own. And so I want to add some like boss zombies up here, and we'll go from there. Then yeah, then you guys have to go down here, and ideally you'll use a different thing than the pick to get through these. I've got a type of laser kind of figured out for making this work, and then you'll get the thing, the ultimate sort of prize of the mod. Anyhow, that's pretty much that. And now I think one of these days soon I want to do a new playthrough of this, so that I don't know, I get more of a feel for it myself and just show you guys a bit more of it. I'm thinking maybe I want to do like a horde every night on this one as well, but every day I try to add one new type of entity. I don't know if that's possible. Maybe I won't quite get it done. Yeah, that's pretty much that. So, I'm thinking today I might do a bunch of, or I might try. I reinstalled Darkness Falls yesterday, and hopefully it works. I don't know if it will or not, but if it does, I'd like to try that out for the day. And yeah, because it's been a while, and you know, it would kind of be fun to work on that, play that. All right, or a zombie animal section. Ooh, interesting, interesting. How about a crematorium for disposing unwanted waste? That's sort of what. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's a good point. That's because there's obviously going to be biological hazard waste. Part of that was going to be this little doorway here, that, you know, the bodies ultimately flow in here via these under tunnels here, from the various surgical suites and such. Once these guys are done with them, then they get rid of them. But that's a good idea, though. I actually do like that. Some sort of biological incinerator thing someplace. Oh, you know what? I know where I can put it. I can put it right in here. That's actually a great little place. I could probably put it sort of right between this little area here, or maybe, oh yeah, that would be a good one too. Put one on each side. That completes my little node theory perhaps a little bit better. My graph node theory. Yeah. So what else we have? We have a crematorium, zombie animal section. Yeah, zombie animals. I guess the zombie animals would be more like they were testing them. For this facility, it would be more like Well, I mean, you know, they clone dogs and cats. Or they can clone dogs and cats these days, so there could be a small process for that somewhere in here. It's certainly not fully done, and there's like small little sections that could be utilized for stuff. Condense some of this, squish it together a little bit more, make it nice and tight and a little more scary for people to maneuver in. Oh yeah, that was the other question. Now, because I don't want zombies in here cluttering up their work, the work of the robots, the automated factory controlled by the AI, I was going to try to leave this whole little X section zombieless, but it's really quite empty. So, you know, it's not empty, but it's eerily kind of empty with no zombies in it. Now, I was hoping, I know Spheri and them have been working on robots, but I don't know that those robots really fit the aesthetic feel of this particular mod, and I'm not really good at, no. I haven't tried much at making my own entities yet, so I was thinking, okay, well maybe I can make some entities for this thing. And so maybe some different robots that match the feel of this place. But anyways, that's more why I want to get onto entities as well, because I think there needs to be some more robots moving around here, and if you cause too much trouble, they might come after you. I don't know, just give it a little more something. I don't know, it's gonna be revised more, anyhow. Yeah, it's like the 7th day plus Resident Evil factory. Yes. You know, the smelter in the Shotgun Messiah factory, you could use that for waste disposal. Yes, I could. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll try to go grab that in the next couple days. I'll have to write some notes down. Okay, so I'm thinking I might hop over into some Darkness Falls. So I might just take like a couple-minute break to just switch everything over and do that. I kind of just wanted to get a little bit of feedback for this POI. Because I think, you know, if you're running around, and I don't know if you have a headlight or night vision. I don't actually know what night vision would be like with this one. Nigget. Vision. Where? I haven't actually tested it with it, which is kind of an interesting idea. Night vision. This is where making everything sort of tighter and more cluttered fits in. Now it's kind of almost diametrically opposed, right? Trying to figure out how to make a factory that's sort of tight and enclosed, kind of claustrophobic feeling, versus like having a factory that is open and flowing for what it actually needs to produce. I'm trying to figure out the balance for that. Plus make it, you know, interesting to play. Now, I mean, I could just gamify the heck out of it and just sort of cram a bunch of stuff in here, but I don't really, it's not really my philosophy per se. I don't really like that. But, you know, we'll see how people like it and see how it plays, I guess, is the thing. Robots could be good because it would match the area, self-sufficient factory. Exactly, right? That's my thinking. You know, they don't need to be like armored military robots, just some kind of like utilitarian kind of robot, right? No Terminators, but something like Asimov or something. I don't know. Connect the smelter with conveyor belts designed you have for waste disposal. Exactly. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll probably put in some incinerators like over here or something, like on these two edges. I don't know. I'll play around with it. I kind of burnt myself out on it yesterday, adding in a lot of stuff over on that side of the thing. But it needs, I figure at this point, it's pretty good. But I know, like, you know, it's, what is it, the 80-20 rule? Like, you get it 80% done, that's decent, but, like, it really becomes good after, like, the last 20% of your work. So, I kind of feel like I'm at that stage, and I just need to, I don't know, add more stuff. Yeah, so anyway, that's that. I'm gonna just sort of go over and start a game, probably of the Darkness Falls, I think. So yeah, I'll be back in a couple moments, guys.